Hello, I'm Shane Hill, a Sergeant Investigator with the Texas Comptroller of Public Accounts, Criminal Investigation Division. I've been in law enforcement for a good part of my 53 years. I'm a conservative and a Christian who believes deeply in justice, fairness, and helping those in need. Today, I've been tasked with sharing my views on race relations and policing. These topics are complex, personal, and critical to the work we do. My goal is to speak from experience, faith, and a commitment to equitable treatment under the law. So let's get to it here. So the first question I was posed is influence of race relations on modern policing. First, how have race relations influenced modern policing? Well, you can't ignore history here. Race has been a fault line in America for centuries with slavery, segregation, civil rights struggles, and policing has often been caught in the middle of this. Today, that legacy still echoes. High profile cases, we can think of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. These have put a spotlight on how police interact with minority communities and especially the Black Americans here. These incidents don't define all policing, but they've shaped public perception and policy. In my career, I've seen how this plays out practically. Departments now face intense scrutiny, body cams, use of force reviews, community protests. It's not just about catching bad guys anymore, it's about trust. Data backs this up. A 2023 study from the National Institute of Justice showed that minority communities often report lower trust in police compared to white communities. That gap drives everything from recruiting to training. Policing has had to adapt, sometimes for the better, sometimes just reactively. I see this as a call to uphold justice impartially. The Bible says to defend the rights of the poor and needy. Race relations have forced us to ask, are we doing that for everybody? Next, does bias exist in police community interactions? Yeah, of course it does. It'd be naive to say otherwise. Bias isn't always blatant racism. Sometimes it's subtle, unconscious, baked into your human nature. Cops are humans, they're not robots. We bring our experiences, assumptions, and split second decisions to the job. Studies like the one from Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences show Black individuals are disproportionately stopped, searched, and subjected to force compared to white individuals, even when controlling for crime rates. That's not an accusation, it's a fact that we have to deal with. In my work investigating financial crimes, I've seen how bias can creep in, maybe profiling a suspect based on where they're from or how they look. But I've also seen good officers, white, Black, Hispanic, work hard to serve everyone fairly. Bias exists because we are fallen people broken in a broken world, as my faith teaches me. The question is what we do about it. Denying it doesn't help, facing it does. So, what strategies do I like or want to see in my community to reduce bias? Training, real practical training, not just checking the box, but teaching officers how to recognize their own blind spots and de escalate tense situations. I've seen de escalation work wonders in the field, calming down a suspect instead of escalating to force. Another thing, community engagement. Cops shouldn't just show up when something's wrong. I'd love to see more guys get out and build relationships. Coffee with a cop, youth outreach, church partnerships, going to the schools. In Texas, some departments have started this, and it's a step towards trust. Third, accountability. Body cams are a start, but we need consistent, transparent reviews of incidents. If an officer's out of line, they should face consequences, same as anybody else. And hiring matters. Diverse departments that reflect the community can bridge gaps. I'm not saying lower standards, just broaden the pool. As someone who believes in fairness, I think these steps honor the law and the people we serve. Lastly, how have my race, ethnicity, and professional identity shaped my views? I'm a white man. I was raised in a conservative Christian home, and I spent decades in law enforcement. That gives me a certain lens. I haven't walked in the shoes of minority citizens who feel targeted, but I've listened to those who have. My faith pushes me to see every person as made in God's image, worthy of respect. My job's taught me that laws aren't just rules, they're tools to protect the vulnerable and not to be used to oppress them. Being a sergeant investigator means I've seen the system from the inside, its strengths and its flaws. I'm not here to tear it down, I want to make it better. My conservative streak makes me cautious about change, but my passion for justice won't let me ignore the problems that are out there. That tension drives my answers. So that's where I stand. Race relations have reshaped policing, forcing us to confront trust and fairness. Bias is real, but so is the potential for progress. With training, engagement, accountability, and the right people, we can move forward. My faith and my badge demand nothing less. Thanks for listening. I'd love to hear your feedback. God bless. Thank you very much.